Okay, this makeup tutorial is for feather dusters and castle servants. We've gotten all of our tools. We have gotten our Color Tattoo 24-hour eyeshadow for the gold. Looks like that. We have gotten our face foundations already on. You don't have to use foundation. It's based on preference, but it does help to use it at times because it helps the blush stay on the face. I'm using eyeliner from actually e.l.f. I like their cream eyeliner. It looks like that. And it does come with a little brush to use it, so it's a little different than a pencil, but you can use just a regular black pencil as well. So I'm going to start by using a light color. The light colors are really helping to do the depth of the eye. So here's one that I like. It's L'Oreal Infallible. Looks like this without the sun in it. Looks like that, and I get the lightest color, and I'm going to put that over the entire eye, under the eyebrow, into the crease of the eye. It just really helps bring that light color in and get a straight color across the eye. And it helps any powders that you put on the eye stick as well. Anytime you put powder on the eye, you want it to grab something. If you have a eye primer, you can use this as well. That's just preference. But I like to use something that's really light, a color that I'm already going to use anyway underneath the eye. Okay, after I put on any kind of cream, I'm going to top it with a powder to help it stay and also give the powder something to grab as well. So I'm going to go ahead and take a light color over the entire surface of the eye. And that's going to help your eyeshadow as well. Now, for those of you at the meetings, I did mention to you about the white marks on the outside and the inside of the eye. When you're on stage, it really helps to open the eye. You can use a white eye pencil, or you can really use a white eye powder as well. So I'm going to go ahead and really apply a heavy amount of white on the outside and the inside of the eye, almost to like on, hers is coming a little bit onto the nose, and that's fine. Yeah, thank you. Tilt a little bit that way. So now I'm ready to apply, now that the light color is on, I'm ready to apply our medium color, which is the gold. Now this is a cream. If you can find a gold powder to put on top to help it set, then great. I'm not sure yet with experience if this is going to crease or not, but we'll see how it does. So go ahead, and I'm going to apply it over the entire lid of the eye. I'm not going to go too high. I'm just going to apply here, and it is a cream, so I'm just going to use my finger. So that's a good gold, nice and shiny, a good amount. It's nice and heavy, so definitely a good color to go with. I like it. So we're going to do the other side. Okay, because I did go very heavy on that powder, I do personally have clear powder that I like to use on my own personal makeup. That I put over anything that I do to help it set. So I'm going to go ahead and just put a little bit over the eye just to help that makeup not crease. Because when you open your eye, you actually put wrinkles on your eyelid, and though that can cause your makeup to crease. So I'm going to go ahead and dab just a little bit of clear powder on top to help that set. So now I've applied my light color and my medium color. Now it's time to do my dark color, which is my black for the smoky eye. I do like this palette. There's a couple palettes that I like. This one is CoverGirl. It's called Nudes. If you want a good palette that won't break the bank, you can get these at Target, at Walgreens. They're a really good color because they attach really nicely, and they're really smooth colors. The ones that are too powdery are a little harder to control. And then there is another brand if you want a better brand that you can use for yourself as well. Naked is a good brand and you can find that at Ulta. So I'm going to go ahead, and here's my palette. I'm using a Browns palette, and I'm just going to use the black here. And I'm using a brush that is rounded for the crease of her eye. So I'm Close. Start at the edge and work your way in. Okay, so I do like that makeup a lot. It gives me a lot of control. I do have a little bit of loose powder, but I can just wipe that away or get a little Q-tip and get that. Here's the makeup before the blending. So if you notice, it's very heavy on the outside and lighter as you come in, and it does have this little patch right at the edge of the eyelashes and out a little bit. So it helps really make that eye look like it's bigger. And that is before the blending. I'm going to go ahead and blend it now. You can just use the same brush. Just take off the makeup that's on it, and all you'll do is just rub it in to give it that blended look. So you can see the difference. This side is obviously blended. It's now going into a shading. It's lighter as it comes up to the top, and this side I'm now going to blend. And there is just the eyeshadow. I do feel like it could be a little bit heavier as far as the contrasting and colors, but overall I'm happy with that shading. Okay, so now that her colors are placed, I'm going to do the eyeliner. So here's my cream. You can use a pencil, whatever your preference is. Just use something, if you do use personally, use something that you know is going to stay pretty well. Use something that is easy to apply. You can use a wet eyeliner if you'd like. Just make sure that it really dries before you do anything further with the eye makeup. So I'm going to go ahead and just follow the line of the actual eye, just right above the lashes, and I will go a little bit further out to where her eye makeup goes, and then I'll go under the eye. Okay, go ahead and open and look up. So you'll pull the eye down a little bit. Don't put it in the eye. Just go around the eyelashes. You may see your daughter's eyes kind of water, but that's okay. Just give them a little break and then keep going. And I'm going to blend this corner in up to where the eye makeup is. And then I'm going to take my other brush and help blend that in with a little of my black powder. Close. Just get that line really straight and blend it into the makeup up here. You don't want that line on this side to come up and be an obvious line. You want that really blended into your other shading. I have a little loose powder, but I'll get that later. Go ahead and open and look up, and I'm going to get a little bit more black powder and do the same for the under the eye. Just helps blend that in. This is Peyton, she's a trooper. Okay, great. So there is with the eyeliner. Nice and blended, good smoky eye. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so here is the Castle Servant and Feather Duster eye makeup. Go ahead and close your eyes, Peyton. So we have some nice shading going on, a good bold gold color. I may go ahead and get some gold out and reapply on the top just to make it a little bit more vibrant in the corner. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my white and my light colors and I'm going to add them again. As you can see, it kind of darkened this corner, and I'm going to put the white underneath this line and a dot right here to help open the eye. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm also going to darken her eyebrows a little bit with a color that matches her natural hair color. So if your natural hair color is black, you'd use black, and if it's blonde, you'd use a light tan color. So I'm going to use a light tan color and just trace where her normal eyebrow is. It just helps to darken that, and it will help with her expressions when she is acting on stage, because eyebrows really play a lot into facials, so we really want those seen. So I'm going to add a little bit of color, make them really pop out, and add a little bit darker. So as you can see, you can really start to see that eyebrow shape. Definitely trace and give a little arch. Make sure that she can go in surprise or angry, and we can really see that. I'm going to go ahead and apply the lipstick. I have gone a different lipstick because the other one was hard to find. So the one I'm using is called Rose Velvet. It's very close to the other, the Smoky Rose. So there's an alternative for you if you have a hard time finding it. And also you can Google it because if you find what the shade is and just match as close as you can, that's okay too. It doesn't need to be exact. So I'm going to have her loosen her lips, just make it nice and loose. And I'm just going to cover the area. Now this lipstick is great because it's not super bold, but if I apply it dark and heavy, it just adds a really great natural color to where it can be seen on stage. I really am a fan of these rose colors. Okay, go ahead and rub. Excellent. If I have any areas that are a little bit off, I'll just go ahead and grab those. Apply a little bit darker. Go ahead and rub. Great. I love that color. It's really great. Add some good rose tints, and I'm going to use a lip liner that's a little bit darker, and I'm going to trace along the bottom. This just helps with the lines. Any clear lines that you give the face help with your child's acting and facial expressions being able to be seen from the audience. Okay, now I'm just going to go ahead and use my contouring palette. I like one from NYX, and it's got a lot of colors, and it lets for good blending. So the darkest color I'm going to use right underneath the cheekbone. So not on the cheekbone, but underneath. Adds a lot of depth to the face and really helps pop the cheekbones when I add the blush. So that's where I put the darkest color. And you're gonna go pretty heavy because from the stage, lighting really pales out anyone who is on stage. So that's why we go super heavy. We don't want anybody looking dead up there. We really add a lot of color. Then I'll use a lighter color that matches more her skin tone to help blend that line in. I do want it heavy, but I don't want it looking like a line. So I will blend that in with a color that matches. Side. Then I'm going to do my lightest powder. If you have a white that has a little bit of shimmer or any kind of illuminator, I like one from NYX. It's called Liquid Illuminator. You can get it at any Target or Walgreens. And you put it right under the eye on top of the bridge of the nose. And that adds a little depth for you as well. This powder is a little looser than I'd like to see. I'd like to have a little bit more control. So if you want to get the cream, you could do that. Or just use a smaller brush than what I'm using right now. So that add my lightest color. So lastly is my blush. This is the hot pink that I recommended to everyone. It is a very bold color, so you don't need a ton of it, but you do want it heavy so that it shows up. So it's going to be a kind of play on what is going to show up here. So I'm going to put it right in between those two colors that I just did, between the light and between the dark. So as you see, you have my light to my red to my dark, and that's going to really help add the depth of the face on stage. That is the makeup. So nice even blending, but bold colors. Go ahead and close the eyes, and we see all of my colors going on here. I might add a little bit more gold later on, depending on how I see it. And that is the stage makeup for the Castle Servants and Feather Dusters. The only thing that I would have you add is then mascara. And that's about it. So thank you for watching.